Picture this, your phone buzzes, one message, wrong tone, wrong timing, and in half a second, your whole day tilts. Here's an old idea that explains exactly why that happens and why some people seem completely unbothered by the same kind of moment. A shaking hand can't hit a target. Think about that for a second. Not a shaking hand might miss. Can't hit it. Ever. It's not about trying harder. It's a physical impossibility built into the shake itself. An agitated mind works exactly the same way. The second you're shaking inside, angry, panicked, hurt, you lose the one thing you actually needed in that moment. A clear shot at the right decision, not eventually, immediately. This isn't about violence, it's about aim. And here's the uncomfortable part. Most people go their entire lives never noticing their aim is off because they've never once felt what steady actually feels like. They think the shake is just normal, just how thinking feels, and it isn't. So let's talk about what that shake actually costs you because it's bigger than one bad reaction. Building anything worth having, a career, a skill, a relationship that lasts, takes energy pointed in one direction, stacked over time, layer on layer, patiently. But a mind that's constantly reactive can't stack anything. Every bit of energy it generates gets spent the second it's created. On the argument, the grudge, the spiral you replay at 2 a.m. None of it goes toward the tower. All of it leaks out sideways. It doesn't matter how good your blocks are. It doesn't matter how talented you are, how smart, how hardworking. On a table that never stops shaking, you never get past the third layer. And here's the part that should really land. That's not one dramatic collapse you'd notice. There's no single moment where it falls apart loudly enough to wake you up. It's quieter than that. It's a life that just never gets built, year after year of almost. So what do you actually do about it? Most of us have the sequence backwards. We wait for things to get better before we let ourselves feel better. Once this deadline passes, I'll relax. Once this relationship stabilizes, I'll be calm. Once. An old idea flips that completely. Change your state first. The situation moves around it, not the other way around. Here's why that's not just a nice sentiment. Your internal state isn't just a mood sitting quietly in the background. It's actively deciding what you notice, what you say next, which door you walk through, and which one you don't even see. Two people can face the identical hard moment, same email, same diagnosis, same setback, and walk away with completely different outcomes, purely based on the state they brought into it. You don't wait for calm to arrive like weather, you produce it, and the moment you do, things around you actually start moving differently. Not because the world changed, but because you're finally seeing the doors that were there the whole time. Now here's the practical part, and it's older and honestly stranger than most modern advice you've heard on this. The method: go into a shop with money in your pocket, something you genuinely want, food, an object, doesn't matter. Look at everything, really want it. Don't perform indifference, don't pretend you're above it, then buy nothing. Walk out. Go home and eat something simple instead. Let that sit for a second because it's not what you'd expect. This isn't deprivation, it's not resist temptation and suffer. It's rehearsal. Here's the mechanism. You're not fighting the urge in the one moment it matters most, the moment with real stakes, real pressure, real consequences. You're training the exact same muscle early, deliberately, in a moment where nothing is actually at stake, low cost, repeatable, boring even. And that's exactly why it works. This is why people who look naturally calm under real pressure usually aren't natural at all. Nobody is born steady. They've simply already run this drill, some version of it, 100 times on small, forgettable things. So when the big moment finally arrives, it's not a stranger. It's a rep they've already done. Ask yourself honestly, when's the last time you practiced saying no to something small, on purpose, with nothing on the line? If the answer is, I can't remember, that's not a character flaw. It's just an untrained muscle, and untrained muscles show up exactly when you need them most. which is the worst possible time to discover you never trained them. One more idea, and it might be the most important one. A crisis either breaks a person or makes them solid, like rock under enough pressure. Sit with that for a moment because most people think the crisis itself determines which one happens. It doesn't. The crisis is neutral, it has no opinion about you, it's just wait. What actually decides the outcome is the state you were already in before it hit, the aim you already had, the rehearsal you'd already done quietly when no one was watching and nothing seemed to be at stake, which means the real work was never happening in the crisis. It was happening every single day before it. In the sweet shop, in the small delay before you reply to a message, in the choice to change your state before the situation forces your hand. So here's the real skill, okay? And it's not what most people think it is. It was never staying calm. Calm isn't a personality trait some people got and others didn't. It's steadiness under load. And steadiness is built quietly, repeatedly, long before anyone's watching, long before it's tested. So the next time something rattles you, before you react, before you even decide what to feel, ask one question: what would the steadier version of me do at this exact moment? Then do that instead. That's it. That's the whole practice. Not perfection, not never feeling shaken, just one steadier choice, repeated enough times that it becomes who you are. If this way of thinking is useful to you, subscribe. Synced Mind breaks down ideas like this every week.